Hello again everyone, hope everyone's well. Got a little bit of post today and it wasn't going to do, I'm not going to show it off for anything else, all I am. But it got me thinking, I like these old systems. I like the Spectrum, I like the Commodore, I like the CPC, stuff like that. And I actually like having the tapes. I still load them, I really do. There are devices out there which make things easier, like the Div MMC, or like I said, the Z-Expand for the ZX81, or even the SD2IEC, and they're really convenient. I've even now got a Commodore 64 with a Pi inside. Really nice things to have. That's great because it has HDMI out, so I can go and take it to someone else's house, plug it in, haven't got to worry about the faff loading things up. But I like physical copies. The collector in me likes an actual physical copy of a game. Having it download is one thing, but actually having the tape and opening it up and the ritual of putting it in, loading it up, and as you know with Spectrum games, probably loading it 2 or 3 times to get it to work. But I also like the fact that the scene's still going. You know, there are still brand new games being made to this day. And I know there's even some more planned in the future because I've got my eye on a few. The homebrew games, they're great. And what's I think's a really good thing about homebrew games as well is it's not just having the physical copy, because you could put them on there and everything else, but it's the time and the effort and the passion that's gone into actually making these games, putting them out. And a lot of these as well, the extras, it's just that little bit, you know, as a collector, the little tiny extra attention to detail, I think, makes all the difference. To me, my love for homebrew games, from the Spectrum at least, started with one game, and it's a game that I bought off Sega Zombie, and he's kind of regretting it now because he can't find this game. He started collecting Spectrum again, and he would like to get this game back. I'm sorry, Scott, but I'm keeping this one, and it is Metal Man. If you can see it there. This is I plugged this in for the first time. I loaded it up and I was blown away with what the Spectrum could actually do. When was this one made? 2014. So the actual game was made in 2014 but released physically in 2017. And don't know if you can see on the back there, but it's a really nice sort of platformer game. Really big sprites. You still get the colour clash. There's some good music in it, good sound effects. I mean, for the Spectrum as well. But when I'm going on about the attention to detail, it's Metal Man with a metal tape. Well, you know, a silver tape. So you know what I mean. That's the one part of it. But then they go even further. You got manual. How often do you get manuals these days? And again further, you get badges. That way. You got a Metal Man badge. And also, if you want to as well, they give you the CD, so you can actually put this onto a Div MMC and stuff like that onto your computer and do it that way. So yeah, that's Metal Man, and I absolutely love this game. It's really nice. So that's that one. And that really did spark it all off with going for these games. As I said, these are all my well, I'm going to show another 2 off in a minute. Was it Monument games? If you can see them on there. These 2 at the bottom here are really good as well, because they also did a couple of like big box. They've got 2 tapes inside. This one here, Death Pit and Doom Pit. I think Death Pit was made but never actually released, and so they put that one on there as well as a brand new version of it. And I can't even pronounce that one. It's a good little platformer. Yeah, but the bit I got today was in here. When I say about new games being made for old systems, I never actually thought a game we were made for this system, because I searched for games for this for ages, and like I think one person said they had 2 games. I said, well, would you sell one or copy it? No, they're mine. And it's this one, ZX80 Pac-Man. A ZX80 game, physical released copy in 2020. It is absolutely stunning, although it's horrifying looking at Pac-Man like that. Although I still say, and I put a post up earlier, it is not as bad as the Jelly Monsters cover for the VIC-20. That one is terrifying. I'm looking forward to giving this a try. It also works on the ZX81 as well, but an actual physical ZX80 copy in 2020. And one good thing to come out this year. Yeah, got other games here as well. I like to keep these all sort of together. You've got my ZX81 games and everything here. And this one, if you know your homebrew games, this one is a very popular one. And it's Castlevania Spectral Interlude. Why do I keep going that way? You know, it's this camera being reversed. So yeah, it's also nice red case, nice red tape as well. If you don't know about this game, it's normally on lists of like games that push the hardware of certain systems of the Spectrum. It was supposed to be a straight port of Simon's Quest, but it just turned out to be its own game. And it is really, really good. It takes a long time to load this one up. If you're going to play this game, put it in, press play, go and do something else. So yeah, that's Castlevania. Really, really, really nice to have. What else have I got in here? I like my cases to hold them together as well. And look at that for a carry case though. They don't come up very often, these, but it's like an old-fashioned CRT, as if you can see from the background. Bit of a CRT fan. So yeah, what have we got in here? There was a couple that I wanted to point out in this, but when you're talking about games that go the extra mile, let's do this one. Yeah. This one is Mike the Guitar. I think this is done by, is it Pink Pills? The same people who did Manic Mortis. That one there. Apologise for the beeps, I should have really turned my phone down. But yeah, the really nice bit about this one is, I was actually blown away again. The guy who's doing this was just starting up and he was just trying to get his work out there. But even with just trying to get his work out there, he managed to stick it on a really nice tape with some nice artwork. But then, because it's Mike the Guitar, a little Mike the Guitar printed plectrum. Really, really nice to have that in there. That's what I mean, it's the extra touches. It's the knowing that these are going to be out to collectors who just are going to really enjoy them. And, as I said, I actually do load these tapes up. I load them up. My grey Spectrum Plus 2 is just in my bedroom, hooked up all the time. If I ever want to play a game, just turn it on, put the game in, load it up. So, what else have we got in here? Oh, this one as well. Wanted to point this one out. This is by Chronosoft. And this is Fun Park. And what I find impressive of this is Theme Park for the Spectrum. Sort of don't think anything special about that. But this, if I can get him there closely, there. You're going to zoom? No. It just isn't. Right, anyway, this actually runs on a 16K Spectrum. A copy of Theme Park on the ZX Spectrum running on 16K. That's just mind-blowing. You know, and it runs really well. You know what I mean? If you like your theme park games, It's bare boned, obviously. It's the Spectrum, but it's all there. You know, you still get the same feel. A couple of others I've got over here. Some more of my favourites. Well-known game for being on the Spectrum. It's probably up there with like the worst games of all time. So many memes go about it and stuff like that. And it's Squidge. You know, if you don't know this game, just know that it was released as an actual physical copy, and it didn't work. Couldn't do anything. When they programmed it, I think they put capitals in when they coded it, or not capitals, whichever way around it was. And you turned it on, you got the bird sitting in the middle, and it didn't move. That's it. And it was actually released that way. People tested the game. But yeah, they've gone back, and again, it's the nice touches with this. They've remade the game. But on the back here it says, official sequel to the greatest game ever made. Well, it's official sequel to something. So, it's the humour's in there. And again, the badge. Dumb old bird. That's the bird that used to it's massive. It used to fill up like a third of the screen. And you had to go up and fly around this. Nobody did. You know what I mean? When they did fix it, the bird moved, but it moved at like a frame a second. So, but yeah, Squidge is a really good game. It's nice on the Spectrum. It's nice that they went back and they've got the humour. They've got everything. It's all there. So that's that one. The last one is just going to be one of my favourite ones, because it was quite hard to get hold of this one. It was, what was the run? 50 copies were made, and again, Monument Games, and it's Cray 5. Really, really, really nice game. It's sort of like, think of like Jetpack, where you're the man and you've got to float around and do everything else, but you're going through different levels, picking up keys, shooting the enemies, and it's well done. It really is. And this one has got even more. I mean, this one's got 2 badges. Even a keyring. I don't know, people are going to say, oh, you can't play the keyring and everything else. We're collectors. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have all this stuff behind me if I wasn't a collector as well as a gamer. Because you can't play them all, but it's nice to have them. It really is. And again, the disc, this one's on like a card. And again, different colour, different cover tape. So this one has actually been quite tricky for me to load up. It loads on some of my Spectrums, but not others. And I even asked the person who distributed this game, it's like, well, how come it does that? And he couldn't give me an answer. So I think is it my grey Spectrum that it does load on, but only on one side of the tape? But that's part of the fun of having physical copies. He said that runs absolutely perfect if you load something like this on. Turn it on, off you go. But the charm of actually taking a tape out, making sure it's re-round, plugging it in, waiting, that frustration that, oh, damn, it didn't load, start again. The ones that always gets me is when I'm loading up a game and it gets to a point where it says stop the tape. Because obviously you pick your, if you want joystick, 1 player, 2 player, whatever else. And then once you've done that, it says load again. But sometimes I've walked away and I've come back and it's loaded the whole tape. And it's telling me to stop the tape and it's gone all the way to the end. You know. But yeah, that's homebrew games. I do need to get more. I need to get some CPC ones. And unfortunately, I actually only have one Commodore 64 one. This one's a nice little puzzle game. You're going to get the robots down through a maze, but using magnets left and right of the screen, which you can control with a joystick. You go up and down for one, left and right for the other, but for that game you need to play it on the keyboard. It's nice. And again, I think I've talked about these ones before, but ZX81 games, and which is the one? No, Berserk. That's a good one. Oh, there it is. Virus. For the ZX81, this game is stunning. It really is. It's like you're looking down on your player, if you know what I mean, and walking around the lab and you've got to shoot the viruses, get the keys, trying to get to the end. Stunning game. I love having it as a physical copy. So, yeah. I know they do it for every other system, but for me, it's the Spectrum and the Commodore 64 are my passion and my things that I enjoy to collect for. And the fact that they're still coming out to this day blows me away. And yeah, that's what it started with today. ZX80. ZX. Yeah, it's right. ZX80. Physical copy, 2020. You know, anything's possible. Yeah, so what games have you got in your collection that the homebrew, whether it's for the, you know, the NES, for the Super Nintendo, for the Sega? What do you like to collect? Let me know in the comments below. And yeah, I'm going to go and load up Castlevania. Go have a beer while I'm waiting. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe.